just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right tonight. I just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right tonight, baby, tonight. I just wanna love you. I just wanna love you, baby girl. Let me love you down. Let me love you. Just forget about the mother fools and bump what they be telling you, cause they don't plan on sticking around. Oh, girl, it's the way that you move. Got me so into you, and I can't wait till I touch down. So girl, be ready when I show up, cause when I come through, I'ma do whatever it takes for to make you blow up. Touching every inch of your body got me straight going nuts, and I can't get enough, shawty, I can't get enough. Baby girl, when we make love, it's like magic. I pull out my wand and you make it vanish. So I just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right.
What's good, SS?
Tonight. I just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right tonight, baby, tonight.
Turn the lights down low and let the music play. We staying up all night and sleep through the day. And the things that we do when we in the bed gon' be the only thoughts on the next day in your head. And you can watch TV, girl, it's up to you, but I could think of other things in the covers we could do. We could explore every crevice, every pore, cause if this is a soccer game, then I'm ready to score. And I know that every moment counts, that's why I'm ready to pounce. And trust like an 808, girl, I make you bounce. Or like a 909, I send the chills up your spine. Love you through the night to the morning, cause it takes time.
I just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right tonight. I just wanna love you, girl. I just wanna love you, baby girl. I wanna love you tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight, baby. I just wanna love you right tonight, baby, tonight.
What's good, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Everybody's doing all right tonight, man. I got another one for us, man. You know what I mean? It's that time again. It's that time again. But thank y'all so much.
Beware, we managed to ride
it. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. I appreciate all y'all, man. It's your big homie, Big Betty, man. This is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. As you see the title of today's topic, men are waking up and women don't like it. All right. I'm gonna say what I have to say and be very respectful. Very I'm gonna walk delicately on this topic, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna walk delicately on this topic, man. This is a very very important, very touchy subject, and I'm gonna say something to y'all. We're living in the information age. We're living in the age of information where everything is easily visible. There is no secrets. The secrets of life are getting revealed. You know, all the shit that's happening in the dark is starting to come to the light. So the downside of all this, okay, the good side, let's speak on the positive first. The good thing about this is the more men understand things and the more women understand, the more we understand each other, the better we'll be able to deal with each other and the better we'll be able to understand each other. So the fact that we're living in an information age and a lot of men are starting to wake up is a very good thing. And what do I mean by wake up? Because, you know, what do I mean by that? A lot of us was raised under this beta male A lot of us was raised under this beta fake man mentality. A lot of the men of today were raised under this happy wife, happy life, fantasy fairy tale mentality, right? Now, your wife is supposed to be happy, but let's first and foremost, the man is supposed to be just as happy as the wife. The man is supposed to be happy and the wife's supposed to be happy. It's not supposed to be a one-sided. Love is not a one-way street. Love is a two-way street. Love is a road that goes up and goes down. What I mean by that is it should not be just one way in love. It should not just be the man's way only, and it should not just be the woman's way only. But like I said, a lot of us have been raised under this beta male, fake man, quasi fake man mentality where a lot of the men, let me break it down. A lot of the men of today were raised to this mentality where they feel like they have to pay for a woman, buy a woman's love, and that type of situation. Now, I will say this. You do have to earn a woman's love, just like a woman has to earn a man's love. Respect is earned, it's not given. Love is earned, it's not given, right? It shouldn't be given freely. So if you're doing it right, if you're in a relationship doing it right, it should not just be one-sided. And with this fantasy Disneyland fairy tale lifestyle that a lot of us have been living, it was the whole persona or the whole mentality of the man sacrificing himself, climbing up the drawbridge, climbing up the castle to the top of the castle and slaying the dragon to get the woman at the end of it. So we have been programmed here in America. The men have been programmed here in America to sacrifice ourselves just to get a kiss from the woman. The man had to go through hell and high water just to get a hug and a kiss from the woman at the end. This whole theology has been brainwashed into us for so long. Now, I'm not saying a man does not supposed to deserve or earn his woman's heart. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it should not be a one-sided thing where the woman's just sitting there helpless and hopeless and helpless, just, oh, come save me. Prince, come save me. And then you got to fight 50,000 troops and fight a whole army. And then after you fight the army and destroy the army, then you got to fucking fight a fire-breathing dragon. And then after you slay the fire-breathing dragon, you just get a kiss from the fucking princess. It's never been a fair deal. That whole theology has never been right. That theology it creates a crash test dummy. If you follow that right there, those are the dudes who rob banks to get women. Those are the dudes who sell drugs to get women. Those are the dudes who commit crimes to get women. Those beta male fat dudes, the skinny losers, the men who are not all the way manly enough to attract the woman in his regular nature, his natural nature. Those are the men that have to do crime and do all kind of crime and all kind of fighting and slaying the dragons, quote unquote. Those are the men who have to slay the dragon. See, a real man, it takes a real man and a real woman. Exactly. Thank you, Shameless SS. SS said, if sometimes he doesn't, and sometimes he doesn't even get that kiss. That's the truth. I just watched, the new Mario movie. On the new Mario movie, Mario and Luigi went through hell and high water to save, or not even to save the princess, because in this movie, she wasn't even really like a damsel in distress. But like I said, they went through what they went through. And at the end of the movie, Mario didn't even get to kiss Princess Peach. So in these modern times, the men don't even get the reward of the kiss or the woman. They don't even get her in these modern times. So look, with that slaying the dragon and all that. That was back in the day. The women of back in those days, they were more balanced. They were more well-versed. They were more skilled. They were more talented than the women of today. You know, the women of those days, back in the day, could mend, they could sew, they could cook, they could teach. They were healers, they were nurturers, they were loving. They weren't as selfish. They weren't half as selfish as the women of today are. You know, the women back in those days were not half as selfish as the women of today are. And that's the messed up part about it. And still we're expected to slay the dragon and fight the army and spend. And let me prove to y'all how that still goes on. How many ghetto girls, because I'm gonna speak about ghetto girls now. How many of those hood ghetto girls like their boyfriend to fight over them? I mean, fight for them or fight them. And then they give them, like, put it like this. I know some ghetto girls from back in the day that started fights in the hood, talking shit and popping their mouth, and started fights and had their boyfriend come fight for them. And now I'm talking about these girls that I'm talking about was starting fights with dudes. They wasn't arguing and popping shit with girls. These girls I'm talking about, she was popping shit with a dude, started the trouble, and had called their boyfriend out the house to come fight for her. And he didn't know what he was facing. He didn't know what he was dealing with, who he was dealing with. All he heard was, baby. And this nigga came out the house ready like a trained dog, trained and ready to go. This has been going on, and he fought that dude. I watched him fight that dude. It wasn't even a long, drawn-out fight, but I watched him fight the dude. He didn't even know what was going on. He had to ask questions after the fight. That's been going on. A lot of mothers, a lot of children had to fight to defend their mothers. This whole thing has been going on forever. How many of your homeboys or back in the day when you was growing up, dudes got into fights over a mama, nigga saying your mama jokes? Back in my days, people fought over your mama jokes. People back in my days fought over the yo mama jokes. What's good, Shamelessly V? People back in my days fought over the yo mama jokes. Dudes been crashing out over women since they were children. Dudes have been programmed to crash out for their mamas. A lot of these dudes, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've seen this too. Let me tell y'all another eyewitness account that I grew up and witnessed. I witnessed a young teenager have to fight a battle with his mama. His mama was out there fighting the block. She was fighting some lady in the block. It was like a woman fight, a mama fight. It was one of them big mamas, one of them loud big mamas who wore the sandals. You feel me? She was out there popping shit. She got into a fight, and guess what her son did? He crashed out and started fighting with his mama. Crashed out. It's ingrained into the young man to crash out for their woman. It's ingrained in the young man to crash out for their woman. Protect your sister. Protect your mama. This is where our fathers teach us. You better look out for your sister. You better look out for your mama. That's how we was raised. Don't let nobody disrespect your mama. Don't let nobody disrespect your sister. I was raised like that. You are supposed to protect your women. Let me explain something too. You better protect the women of your family. You better protect the women in your family because they are a precious jewel, right? But the women of today have lost a lot of the skills and a lot of their ways that they've had over the years and are less valuable than the women of back in the day. Now, I'm not saying women are not equal to what I'm saying is you're only as useful as you can be used. In this world, you're only as good and as useful as if you can be used. If you're not usable, you're useless. So if you don't have a use in this world, If you don't have a reason to exist and have a use and are being used for something, then you're a useless person. And a lot of women of today and men, that's not going both, I'm going both ways, but a lot of the women of today have become useless. And that's because they've given up a lot of their womanly traits over the years through equality and all this bullshit. So listen, the men of today are starting to understand. The men of today, we had our mamas, we had our grandmothers. We grew up with the last generations of real women. The men of today grew up with the last generations of real women. Now let me speak on the men. I don't understand why this is, but as time went on, the men of today have gotten better than the men of yesteryear. Let me explain that. The men of the back in the day were more physically oriented. But the men of today have progressed in more ways than just the physical. The men of today have progressed in their financial, their political, their sociological status. The men of today are building up we're sharpening up all of our angles. Because we see where our forefathers went wrong. We see men in society are held accountable. Men in society are held 100% accountable for majority of their actions. I'm talking about in society. I'm not talking about niggas don't get away with murder. What I'm saying is in society, men are mostly held accountable for their actions. If a man in society smacks a woman, he's held accountable for that smack. If a woman in society smacks a man, she's not getting held accountable for the smack. A woman can smack a man in the face, in society, in public, and get away with it. A woman will smack a man in society, in public, unless it's in front of the police, because the police they have to do their job. How many street niggas and arguments have you seen in the mall, in the society, where the woman cusses the dude out, smacks the shit out of him, throws a drink on him, and then it just happens. And nothing happens after that. The dude just puts his head down and looks stupid and keeps going. This is what we have going on for the last long time. This has been going on. This has been going on for a long time. Now, I'm not saying men aren't out here kicking women's asses and all that, because that goes on too. That's been going on too. But like I said, the men back in the days, they were worse. They used to beat the crap out of women. The men back in the days, they used to beat the crap out of women. And there was no there was less repercussions. There was way less repercussions back in the days if I kicked my woman's ass if she was getting out of line, because that's how things were and that's how it was. But see, now in modern times, men are held more accountable. So we have sharpened all of our swords. We've honed in on all and fixed a lot of our problems because we don't want to keep going through that shit. It's like the fathers of today. All the young fathers of today that I know, all the young men my age and younger and the men that I know who are fathers are 50 to 100 times better fathers than they had when they grew up. All of my homeboys are 50 to 100% times the father that they had when they grew up. Because the men of today, like I said, most of us have taken accountability, and we see where our fathers went wrong. We see where our mothers went. We see it. Now let me speak on women now. And I know a lot of people say, you can't speak on women. That's a lie. If I'm gonna marry one of y'all and have to live with you for the rest of my life, I got to think about you. If I have a daughter that I have to raise up and raise, I have to understand women, because if I was a caveman like the generation of men before me, this is why the generation of men before us, like I said, the older generations of men, they failed because they didn't have the information. The men of the yesteryears, 50 years and back, they failed because they were coming out of slavery. They were coming out the mud. They were coming out of nothing. They didn't know nothing. They never had no, especially the black men of society, they never even had responsibility in society. The black men never even, this is, if you were born in servitude in slavery, if you were a slave in the black society, you didn't have no responsibility for your own life. Master fed you, he housed you, he clothed you. So and the same thing goes for these men of today who's spent 20 and 30 years and 15 years in prison. They didn't have no control of their life. This slavery system that we've been living under has took men out of control of their lives. So let me explain something to you. If you were in slavery or bondage or jail or something like that, you was never in control of your life. So how could you just now, how could you be expected to be all the way up to par when you were only a hundred or so years out of servitude and pure bondage? So I understand the leeway of the black plight. I understand the leeway of the slave. I understand the jail, the ex-con who's been in slavery and bondage, who was taken away from being able to control their own destiny, who was told when to get up, go to sleep, and what to eat, when to eat it. I understand that, how that could break a person. But let me explain something to you. Like I keep telling you, we are now living in the information age. There's no excuse for you to be lacking on anything anymore. There's no excuse for you to be lacking on knowledge or lacking on understanding and shit. There's no excuse anymore. So I got a couple video clips I got to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all how men are waking up, and I'm going to explain. Let me just show y'all how men are starting to wake up. It's the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen in my life. But the sad part about it is, as the men are progressing, it seems as if the women are regressing, and it's really messed up. It's really messed up because if we all stay in our true natures, we could all progress together. You know what I mean? Let me break it down. Let me play this clip so y'all won't just think I'm just running my mouth. Because I'm going to tell you, I am a studier of man. I study mankind. This is what I do. I'm a sociologist. I love sociology. I love the study of man. That's what I like. I like how people think. I love how women think, how men think. I love that shit, how the sociology and psychology and stuff like that. So listen, let me show you how men are starting to wake up. YouTube fair use. Don't even do me like that.
Experience to where you're now like,
It's a lot of pressure on black men, specifically dating black women, and I love black women. Social media and the culture has put a lot of pressure on us. This could be just based on environment. When I moved to Atlanta, women here are very entitled. And listen, I'm not blaming anybody, so I don't want this to turn into...
When you say entitled, though, what does entitled mean?
I say financially entitled. I feel extreme pressure. And I get hit on by white women. I get hit on by all kinds of women. But when I get hit on by black women, I immediately feel this entitlement of, I got to pay for something.
Wow.
I got to pay your rent. I got to help you with your car note immediately within 2 weeks. Or I'm just saying what I've experienced. I'm not saying that's every woman. Nowadays, if I take somebody on a
$400.
date, immediately, and I don't even drink. So
No. Did you hear her say, it's $400? Like, it ain't shit. Like 400. Listen to the logic. That was a one-word thing she said. It's $400. That's 3 words. The logic. They don't even care. And I'm not against women. Don't get me wrong. This is understanding the modern women.
I immediately feel this entitlement of, I got to pay for something.
Wow.
I got to pay your rent. I got to help you with your car note immediately within 2 weeks. Or I'm just saying what I've experienced. I'm not saying that's every woman. Nowadays, if I take somebody on a
$400.
date, immediately, and I don't even drink. So if she drink, that's a couple hundred. If the hookah is 45,
dessert
tops is 50, dessert. So by the time VIP
valet,
or valet, I was just going to say valet. So we just spent $400 for me to see if you like me.
Say that again.
So it's like I'm spending. That's just the first date. You want to go out again? I done spent $1,000 on 3 dates just to see if you might call me back or maybe text me back. And then because you're a beautiful woman, if you don't like me, you can go get the next man to do the same thing.
Play it one
happened
more
in your
time,
dating
man.
experience to where you're now like,
It's a lot of pressure on black men, specifically dating black women. And I love black women. Social media and the culture has put a lot of pressure on us. This could be just based on environment. When I moved to Atlanta, you know, women here are very entitled. And listen, I'm not blaming anybody, so I don't want this to turn into...
When you say entitled, though, break, what does entitled mean?
I'll say financially entitled. I feel extreme pressure. And I get hit on by white women. I get hit on by all kinds of women. But when I get hit on by black women, I immediately feel this entitlement of, I got to pay for something.
Wow.
I got to pay your rent. I got to help you with your car note immediately within 2 weeks. Or I'm just saying what I've experienced. I'm not saying that's every woman. Nowadays, if I take somebody on a
It's
date,
$400.
immediately, and I don't even drink. So if she drink, that's the couple hundred. The hookah's 45.
Dessert?
Tops is 50. Dessert. So by the time VIP,
Valet.
or valet, I was just getting ready to say valet. So we just spent $400 for me to see if you like me.
Say that again.
So it's like I'm spending and I'm spending. That's just the first date. You want to go out again? I done spent $1,000 on 3 dates just to see if you might call me back or maybe text me back. And then because you're a beautiful woman, if you don't like me, you can go get the next man to do the same thing.
Do you see how unfair that was? Do you hear how unfair it is? And I, as a man, enjoy dating. I enjoy the dating process, the get to know you process to a woman, the interview process. You get what I'm saying? It's not even it's not even fair. It's not even natural. It's not normal. All right, so look. Some women understand it. Some women understand their femininity. Some women understand, you know, how it feels to be a kept woman, to be loved and all that. Look, let me play this clip I just seen earlier. Let me play this.
Not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. When I tell you,
Hold on.
I love to cook and clean. Just don't. Not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. When I tell you, I love to cook and clean. Just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do. However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you can just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman. Maybe it's almost turning 25 that got me thinking, like, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. Like, I just don't understand why women want it to work. Man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women? I'd rather cry over some onions than cry about the...
Play it one more time.
Not gonna lie, don't tell the feminists, but I would rather stay home and cook and clean. When I tell you, I love to cook and clean. Just don't tell the feminists. I love to do it, and I love to do it for a man. I do. However, not outside of marriage. Absolutely not. That sounds like hell. But just to see the look on a man's face when you cook him a meal that is so good, you can just tell he's proud. There's just something, I don't know, there's something within me as a woman. Maybe it's almost turning 25 that got me thinking, like, this cooking and cleaning thing isn't bad. Like, I just don't understand why women want it to work. Man that provides for you, you don't have to worry about anything, no bills. I will cook and clean all day. Like, what is the complaint? I'm making some fire food tonight. I'm going to serve it, and I'm just enjoying it. Yes, I'm crying over some onions, but is this what we fought for as women? I'd rather cry over some onions than cry about the...
I am not a male chauvinist. I'm not a male chauvinist, but I am a real man. But first and foremost, was she wrong? Was anything she said wrong? Is a 24-year-old sweet young lady supposed to be busting her ass and sweating, getting funky with men, trying to make money, trying to keep up with society? Or is she supposed to be keeping the house good, which is, let me tell you something, the role of a woman is priceless. The role of a mother is priceless. If she does it in her true nature, it's priceless. If a woman raises the kids and watches the kids and teaches the kids and cleans the kids and keeps the house good and this and that and gets food ready and all that shit is priceless. Because I'm gonna tell you something, when I was just doing single dad shit, that shit was not easy, doing everything by your fucking self. And it's not normal trying to do everything by yourself. And it damn sure ain't normal to bring in a stranger to try to do something that your partner's supposed to be doing. That's when shit gets real tricky. Because if you bring in strangers to do something that mommy and daddy was supposed to do, then you're only going to get as much as the stranger can give. And nine times out of 10, the step parent is not giving as much as, not even saying as the parent, but 9 times out of 10, the step parent is not going to care as much about the child as they're supposed to, and especially as the parent, the caring parent, the loving parent. So you can never expect somebody, because this is not natural. Let me explain something to y'all. It is not natural. Nowhere in the wild is it natural. Nowhere in the wild is it natural for a woman, for another child father to raise another child. Let me say something to you. If I was a lion in the wild, it is nowhere, no other animal in the wild will come around and raise another litter of animals from another parent. That shit is not natural. That step parent bullshit. It's not natural. And just because humans are selfish and choose and things happen and whoop whoop, yes, whatever, I understand. Just because things happen and humans are selfish and have poor choices, this mixed breeding, mixed litter life we've become accustomed to that shit. So we're so broken. Like, bro, I'm not even gonna talk about that. It hurts. It hurts when you can't even, when you're a nation of people who can't even coincide with each other. It really hurts. It hurts to watch this shit. It hurts to watch a nation of people who can't even take care of each other, man. You know, it really hurts. Let me show y'all another case, Exhibit C. The delusion, right? This is delusion, Exhibit C.
Hello, I'm JC. I'm 30 years old, and I too am starting over. I was in an 8-year-long relationship where we had a house, a dog, a white picket fence, but I decided that I didn't want to get married and have kids, so I left that relationship and moved back in with my parents. I was also working a corporate job, 40 hours a week, a nice salaried position, but I decided that I didn't want to work behind a computer for the rest of my life. So I moved to Los Angeles, and now I scoop ice cream for a living. I'm also pursuing social media on the side, but I'm a 30-year-old ice cream scooper. I've had failed relationships. I struggle with my finances because I work a minimum wage job, and it does get lonely sometimes, especially feeling like you're behind in life, seeing your friends get married, have kids, and progressing in their careers. But I personally have never felt more fulfilled than by starting over, because I get to wake up and feel passionate about what I do every single day.
Did you hear the double talking and the delusion? Look, she said, let me play it one more time. Insanity. She said, Let me play it one more time. Oh my God.
Corporate job, 40 hours a week, a nice salaried. Hello.
Hold on. First, before I even talk, she gave up a stable lifestyle. She gave up a stable lifestyle and a stable relationship and a stable man for unstable. Go back to a child lifestyle. Children scoop ice cream in the summertime at their mama's house. I'm living at their mama's house. She tried to essentially go back to childhood. This is insanity. Please watch. This is fucked up, man.
Oh, I'm JC. I'm 30 years old, and I too am starting over. I was in an 8-year-long relationship where we had a house, a dog, a white picket fence, but I decided that I didn't want to get married and have kids, so I left that relationship and moved back in with my parents. I was also working a corporate job, 40 hours a week, a nice salaried position, but I decided that I didn't want to work behind a computer for the rest of my life. So I moved to Los Angeles, and now I scoop ice cream for a living. I'm also pursuing social media on the side, but I'm a 30-year-old ice cream scooper. I've had failed relationships. I struggle with my finances because I work a minimum wage job. And it does get lonely sometimes, especially feeling like you're behind in life, seeing your friends get married, have kids, and progressing in their careers. But I personally have never felt more fulfilled than by starting over because I get to wake up and feel passionate about what I do every single day. To rationalize her failures. Hello, I'm she said she's had failure relationships, failed this, and that. To rationalize her failure, she said she never felt more fulfilled than starting over because she gets to feel passionate about what she does every day. Because you said you didn't want a comfortable, structured lifestyle, being in a boring job, corporate job where you have a structured salary and you straight and you don't have no problems. And you had a husband for 8 years who never cheated on her. She never said nothing bad about the relationship. She gave up on it because she got bored. And now what? Ran back to her mom and daddy house and scooping ice cream in LA? Yo, this shit is the delusional mentality that a lot of us, our women, have been reduced to. And it's really fucked up. Let me read these comments, man, because I appreciate y'all. Exactly how Ice Spices are created. Bring home stray after stray, randoms every month, teaching them men, give them worth and value them more than their kids. Exactly. Shamelessly V, I love you. I appreciate you. Shamelessly V, I appreciate you. God bless you. Always on point with the good with the understanding and the right mind and the right thinking. It's so messed up now. Let me show y'all, man. I got another exhibit. Oh my God. And this is the last video that is kind of a little bit of shady towards women, but it's not. It's kind of a shade, but it's not. Rick Ross had his girl. Let me show you what look, women used to cook. Rick Ross is a fat dude. He's a big brother. I'm pretty sure his mama used to bring him full course meals growing up. I'm pretty sure Rick Ross is used to full course meals. I'm pretty sure Rick Ross is used to the big plate. I'm pretty sure Rick Ross is used to eating good. You know what I mean? Real good ribs, barbecue, mashed potato, all that type of food he likes. Whatever he likes, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he's used to eating good, right? So here goes Rick Ross's woman. I guess this is his woman. I don't know. But let's watch this. Let's watch what she cooks. A modern woman, what she cooking for the boss. So fucked up.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Baby, Super Bowl Sunday.
This is what my nigga was eating for Super Bowl Sunday. Oh my God.
Time it is. Baby, Super Bowl Sunday.
Hamburger helper ready?
Hamburger helper.
Cheddar cheese?
Cheddar cheese. Try it, baby. Bomb?
Yeah. Only a boss will do it this big. Hamburger helper. Cheddar. Beef. Biggest. Now she the first person in history to ever fuck up hamburger helper. Dang, we couldn't even get that away.
So this ain't no shade to women in general. This is shade to whoever his girlfriend is. He got probably a pretty girl. I never seen her, but she's probably pretty as hell, probably good in bed, but can't even cook hamburger helper. Oh my God. This is what's going on today. This is what was going on today. But let me explain to y'all something. Men have started figuring this shit out. And men, a lot of them, have broke the game and cracked the code. Let me show you this dude. Listen to this.
Like, you gotta pay how you weigh.
This shit is
It's a
crazy.
hurdle. Like, if you thought you couldn't even visit me in prison until you sent me at least $2,500. Like, that was like the hurdle. Like, if you thought, like, you gotta pay how you weigh. You gotta pay how you weigh. Visit me until $2,500 was clear.
a nigga in prison.
Yes. Because this is the thing. This is what you're paying for.
I thought I heard it all.
No, I get. Oh, you want me? I give it to you up here. Yeah, we got time to fuck this. So first and foremost, it was $2,500 just for them to even be able to see me in person. That's gonna cost you.
Okay,
I know for a
It costs
fact.
more to see you than Usher.
Because I knew for a fact that I was providing things that they were not getting. See, what you have to understand about the world and why I was able to navigate it like that, first of all, I look away. Second of all, I'm intelligent. Third, my conversation is fucking world spending, right? And on top of that, I can give you something that they're not going to give you out in the world. I can really give you time and attention. So first of all, you got to pay me to listen to your problems.
Paying for the
You
experience.
have to pay me to act like I'm concerned. And that's what I am. And then when you come see me, you know, I come hug you, my body right, my shit nice, I hug you, it's tight, you feel it, I smell good. I'm a fucking vibe. So they had to not only send $2,500 before they can come visit me, right? But even that, I don't like to even go here.
Let's go there.
If you really want to go there,
I wanna go
it was
there.
one of those things where I told myself before I even came home from prison, my first $100,000 was going to be from women. Straight like that. I didn't plan on getting a job. I didn't plan on doing nothing. But I look a certain way. And I put in a lot of work to look the way that I do. And I know that I'm not a dime a dozen out here. You couldn't even visit me in prison until you sent me at least $2,500. Like, that was like the hurdle. Like,
So this is the new breed. This is the new breed of men that are out here. They understand they're not a dime a dozen. We're not a dime a dozen like we're not a dime a dozen like they keep trying to tell us. We're not as expendable as they try to make us. Don't crash out, young brothers. Your life will bring good meaning and good reasoning and good clarity to your family and your future. Your life has a purpose. All of us, the women too. Women's lives have more purpose than everybody's because the women have to carry the seed and bear the fruit and all that good old stuff. So I never would diminish the value of nobody. I never could do that. But what I'm saying is a lot of young brothers living their life like their life doesn't matter, and that's not true. Your life does matter. One day you will be in control of your family. One day you will be in position to hold it down for your people. One day, if you build yourself up as a man, you could have provide a way for others. You get what I'm saying? So this just responsible, just being a man itself is very valuable. So, let's not diminish our value and let these agendas that are going on right now determine us from who we are. Because we still there's hope for some, but then there's some there's no hope for. Now, look, we're just talking about Ice Spice. Shamelessly V said the Ice Spice, right? Let me show y'all this little clip of Ice Spice. She's actually, I'm about to show y'all. She's going to throw up the devil horns. And then she's wearing a upside down cross. She's going to realize she's on a Jumbotron. And once they put her on the Jumbotron, once she sees herself on the Jumbotron, she's gonna throw up her gang sign. So look at this shit. I like Ice. I'm not hating on Ice Spice, but see, watch the hands, and then she holds up the upside down cross. Look. Watch the hands, throws up the devil horns on both hands. And then she, holds up her upside down cross, which that's her trying to show off her ice. I understand that. But no, these are their gods. This is what they worship, is the Lord of the devil. They worship Lucifer, and then they also worship their jewels and their false ideology, and they fake, they idols and shit. So, hey, man, she was just talking about Ice Spice, and, got footage of her here right now throwing up Satan and then holding up the upside down cross. There's more cross at the top of pay attention to the cross. It's an upside down cross symbolizing the Antichrist, symbolizing Lucifer, because there's more cross space at the top of the cross. Let me try to zoom in a little bit so you can see. There's more space at the top of the cross than there is at the bottom of the cross. It's an inverted cross. It's an upside down cross. You know what I mean? So this is what these people are doing. You know what I mean? Not hating on this girl, young lady, not hating on her, but she's clearly showing she's rocking with Satan, and she's throwing up the damn, inverted cross. So very serious, man. It's to each his own though, but this is why I keep telling y'all, don't glorify these celebrities, because most of them are fake. Most of them are, yeah, it's just crazy, man. All this shit is crazy. I'm not mad at these people, but I just keep telling y'all, you have to have your goggles on. You have to have your glasses on to see the right and the wrong in this shit, because there's a lot of these people who are right and wrong, So let me get into this clip right here. This is my last clip, but I got this clip I wanted to show y'all. There's a thing called passport bros going on, right? And the thing I'm showing y'all right now, what I'm about to show y'all, is a case of how delusional women can distort things and fuck things up and look, okay, dudes have created this thing called passport bros, where they've been going across overseas to get women who are wife-like women, because they're not pleased with the women of the West. They're not pleased with the women here in America. So they've been they've been going across overseas and getting wives, not just going and having a bunch of freelance sex. They've been actually going over there and looking and approaching women and getting wives from those from different continents, Asian continents, Spanish continents, African continent, all the continents. They're going all around the world to get those more feminine women, because we want a woman in her real nature. We don't want a man in woman's clothing. Listen, men do not want a man in woman's clothing or a man in woman's skin. And a lot of the women of today are very masculine to the point where they're men in women's bodies, and it's very messed up. It's very sad. And it comes from women not having husbands. It comes from all that shit. It comes from all that. So I'm not even blaming the victims. But what I'm saying is, we're to the point now where men are like, yo, I don't want to keep dealing with these women who want to argue and fight and bicker and go back and forth and act like the men's life don't matter, and whatever they want, they got to get. And this is the way majority of the women were programmed, because they were taught that they were princesses. They were taught you can get whatever you want. Their daddies bought them whatever they want, and they were pacified and pampered and pampered and pampered, and not taught the education, the right knowledge, so they get out in the universe, into the world. Out into the world and do this to men, do this to boys. Buy me a gift. You ain't buy me nothing. You ain't buy me nothing. Take me this. Take me shopping. Take me this. Take me that. Like, it's fine to buy women things. I am not saying don't buy your women gifts. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Buy your woman some gifts. But this whole glorification of the vagina has got to stop. The sexualization of humanity has got to stop. We are not just here for sexual purposes. We have a lot more use than sexuality. You feel me? We have a lot more use in sexuality. So let me show you. So the men have been going across overseas, this passport brother movement. They've been going overseas and getting wives and getting different women and getting wives, right? So now women have started to do passport sisters. They've trying to do same thing as men do all the time. They're trying to be equal to men, as always. It's very messed up that a man can't even have a masculine space to exist in, because everything we do, everybody wants to be equal and blend in and participate in. So we have nothing really. Men have really no masculine space to call their own. You know, you can't go to the bar anymore because women are there. You can't go to the barbershops anymore because women are there. You can't go, and I'm not saying I want to be around dudes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is no place in society where men have a masculine safe zone. There's not one. There is none. Because it's all this equality. So everything that was masculine, that was something for us to do, to camaraderie and chop shit up with each other as brotherhood and make plans for the village and shit amongst men, has been stripping away. So now we've all been blended together, and everybody's nature is getting blended, you know. So it's really weird. It's really weird. It's really weird. Even when I was in gym class growing up, they were like, all the boys line up over here and all the girls line up here. And then and the girls would have to run a little bit less than us on the track. The girls would have to lift a little bit less than us in weightlifting and shit like that. And that's how it's supposed to be, you know. But you got these overmanly super women who say, fuck that, I could do that too. And then you can do that too, but look where we at now. No, women don't have women don't have safe zones in public restrooms, but I'm gonna tell you something. Women are the number one co-signers of homosexuality. So y'all have accepted that shit to the point where you can't even have nothing to say about it, to be honest. Because when women see, and there's nothing against homosexuality, I'm not against homosexuals, but women have accepted it 100% times more than men accept it. You get what I'm saying? Even a gay man is not gonna fully express his homosexuality in public. Even a gay man's not gonna fully express it. But a gay woman, she gonna be rainbowed up. You know what I mean? They're not gonna play with that shit because, like I said, women are way more tolerant of sexuality, different sexuality. So, you know, women, Becky, think about it, in life, in history, women grow up kissing girls to learn how to kiss and shit. Girls been doing that shit. Girls been doing homosexual practices, even from the teenagers, little girls, when they be kissing on each other and shit. I'm a dude. I was around. I know how it went. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth too. That's the truth too. Shamelessly V, that's the truth too. That's the truth too. And it's not that you can't. I'm gonna explain something to you. Let me explain something to y'all, man. This is what y'all have to understand. A child should never be sexual. When I was in school, I don't give a fuck about none of this new shit. When I was in school, we had Phlebas. It was a class called Phlebas. Family, some health and sexual education or something. It was called Phlebas. You didn't get Phlebas class where they taught about sex and shit, all that until you was in the 5th grade. They didn't teach us about sexual education until we were in the 5th grade, before we went into middle school. What are you talking about? We didn't learn about, in school, we didn't learn about sexuality in my days until the 5th grade. And you had to sign, your parents had to sign a form for them to get permission to teach you about sexuality. And then on top of that, you had to take a special class. You had to go to a special little room and learn about that shit. It was a special program only for the kids who was in the 5th grade about to go into the 6th grade, because they knew once you get into that cesspool of middle schoolers, them hormones are raging and everybody's fucking, and they know it. They know middle school to high school, everybody's fucking because their hormones is flaming and flaring. And they know that. A whole 100, you got a whole building with 600 teenagers, and everybody's been through puberty, and everybody's goddamn flaring and flaming hormones and pheromones. They're fucking going on. You get what I'm saying? I did most of my sexual stuff in middle school. Well, I mean, other than being an adult, but I'm talking about younger years, middle school, it was popping. So what I'm trying to tell you, we didn't know about sex until it was presented to us in our older years. I was probably about 12 years old, 13 or some shit. And and now I ain't gonna say what against, because how I believe, because I don't care how I believe. Now they're making it where kids up to 7 years old could determine what they could do with their genitalia. Oh my fucking God. And y'all still send your kids to these people? You have got the problem. Let me explain something to you though, shamelessly though. That's fucked up that you might not understand. Like, once your children are in there, there's nothing you can do about it. Once your children are in the indoctrination, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't. How hard is it to fight peer pressure and environmental pressure and peer pressure, environmental pressure, and fucking propaganda? How could you fight that as an underdeveloped mind? You can't fight that. So if you put them, it's messed up. You know, I know everybody don't have time to homeschool like me and shit, but I'm gonna tell you, hey, Big Bad A's got the right way. Hey, Big Bad A got something to say. But I'm gonna just I hate it, man. It's messed up. You know, I really hate that. I'm gonna tell y'all something, shamelessly, V. Let me show you something, because I just took my kids. It's a fun called Sky Zone. I just took my kids to the Sky Zone last week. It ain't what she wants, it's what's best. Do these children, when they decide if they want their whoop wop cut off or their ping ping cut off, is that what's best for them, or is what they want? Yeah, man, you do what's best for your child as a parent. You don't do what they want. You do what's best for your child as a parent. But look, all these damn school boom booms and going on, and all this violence and mass whoops going on. Man, there ain't no motherfucking way I'm putting my kids in that danger like that. Let me explain something to you though. I took my kids to the Sky Zone, and I got membership to the Sky Zone, where you just jump in trampoline house, a trampoline park, indoor little park. And we went on the weekends. They got this thing, they call it glow night. And the only reason I have to go is because I got a 4-year-old baby, I got a 7-year-old, and I got a 10-year-old. My 10-year-old, she probably could go by herself. You feel me? Probably. if she wanted to. But the boys, they can't be unattended, so I have to be in there. So my big ass is in there jumping. I'm having fun with my babies. You know what I'm saying? I'm monitoring my children first and foremost, and then I'm having fun at the same time. So I'm in there. My kids needed some water. We were jumping and jumping. They needed some water, so they wanted to go to the water fountain because the drinks have natural flavors in them, so I don't buy that shit. So we wanted to get some natural. We wanted to drink some toilet water. Some toilet water out the tap. I'm out the fountain. Because I'm explaining something to y'all about every water fountain. Every water fountain is connected to the toilet system. So you're drinking toilet water. But listen, so we was about to drink some of that fountain, that toilet water. And they're drinking it. And then it was these little kids, just like four boys, about 12 and under, 13 and under. I'll just say 13 and under. They were standing to my left. I'm right here watching my kids. I'm holding the button for my baby boy, for baby Kai, holding the water button for him. So as I'm holding the water button for my boy, the little boys over there, I see, I got there, they get my attention because it seemed like they was over there doing, like, fooling around, being weird with each other. So I looked over at the boys, and the boys over there, he said, my shit fat, my shit fat, my shit fat. He said about 3-4 times. And he started twerking his ass and shaking his little ass. It's a little boy. So at this time, I turned my back and blocked my kids. I stood in between him and blocked my kids so my kids won't see it. And I turned my back so I won't see it. You feel me? Because I don't want to see no fucking little boy twerking, but this is what these motherfuckers are doing nowadays. So look, so he said my shit fat, and he's twerking. And then he started shaking his butt on the other little boy. So I'm telling my kids, blocking them off and like, yeah, come on, get your water, hurry up. Letting everybody get their turn. Then when everybody got their water, we turn back around to go back past this way. These little boys is grabbing each other's each other's penises, y'all. They were plick, 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 plick. It was 4 little boys plucking each other's winkies. And then guess what they did? Then they all took off and ran and started chasing each other. These are little fucking kids. They was in there getting wild in this fucking Sky Zone. They were in there getting wild. So what I'm trying to tell you is, just because your kid wants to do something does not mean that's what's best for them. You as a parent have to determine what's right and what's wrong for your child. If you cool with your child dropping them off at Sky Zone, letting them play winky touch with little boys, and you picking them up saying, how was your fucking fun zone? How was the Sky Zone? You had fun? Yes, ma'am. We was in there grabbing each other winkies, ma'am. So lame ass something. Boy, that's why parents y'all better raise y'all's kids. Yeah, you're dropping your kids off in indoctrination camp to get taught about winkies and shit. When did the child educational system stop developing the child and teaching them education, but teaching them about sex and winkies and butts and penises and all this bullshit? When did they start teaching this? This ain't education. It's indoctrination. So I'm not going to talk about nobody the way they teach. I'm just going to worry about the way I teach mine. So y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. This is not a joke, and it's never been a joke. Men are waking up and they don't like it, man. Men are waking up all around the world. People are starting to get the fuck up out of this. And then people don't like it. The reason why women don't like the men waking up is because they have to step their game up now. Everybody has to step their game up now. Everybody has to be held accountable for their flaws, Well, that's good. That's good. But you just didn't see the books with the little boy in the school reading about the ping in Texas, and their dad's and the parents are trying to sue because he had a book that he rented out the library that was talking about sex. A little boy, and he was reading the shit, and his parents caught him reading it, and they figured out what was going on. And guess what? He was reading a whole training manual on how to be a be weird with it. It's fuck out of here, man. This is what they have in our schools. Get out of here. They took books out the schools to educate these kids and put in sexual manuals. I mean, you can plagiarize the books, but that's plagiarism though. That's plagiarism. You can plagiarize the books, but you can't control the programming while they're there for 7 to 8 hours. You can't control that programming. And after 12 years of that programming, shit. Your children ain't gonna fall victim, hopefully, because you're you. But I'm just saying, boy. We're not set up for righteousness. We're set up for failure. So look, let me show y'all. This woman over here, black woman, let me show y'all this last clip and I'm gone. She fucking became a passport sis. And look what she done did. Look how many dudes she's ran through. And she's brought the horror culture. The women are bringing the horror culture now around the world. Listen to how pathetic this shit is, y'all. Very sad and pathetic.
This is actually the first man. This was actually the first man I met when I moved to Barcelona. He was so nerdy.
Oh, man, it's a beat. Look. I can't even play it. It's got music on it. But look at all the dudes. She was in Barcelona. Look, all these different dudes. These are all the different dudes she been messing with in Barcelona. It's another dude. And I can't even hear it. It's so fucked up. I can't. Look.
He came and got me from the airport, but he wasn't hitting on nothing. And then this Italian guy he's talking about.
Hold on. Let me try. Hold on. Because I want to see if I can play some of that without that music.
He took me to play. Now this one, he took me to play badminton, which he didn't know I loved, and I love.
Music.
So much fun.
Music.
He came and got me from the airport, but he wasn't hitting on nothing. And then this Italian guy he's talking about.
Look. She was talking about how she was arguing with these dudes. She was talking about how she was fighting some of them. She was talking about how she fell out with some of them. It was about 8 dudes. They're bringing the horror culture around the world now. It didn't work in America. Now they're bringing it around. They're bringing that used coochie around the world. And nobody's telling them to stop. Nobody's telling them they're wrong. Nobody's telling them, hey, sis, you need to stop taking trips and you get your life together. Hey, sis, you don't need to take no more trips. You done took that coochie all around the world. You need to sit that coochie down somewhere. Nobody has the balls to tell them this shit, so they keep going on these fucking bullshit trips. And they keep spending thousands of dollars on beauty. Let me explain something to y'all women. Let me explain something to you. Single people sell products. The number one reason that they try to keep everybody single and isolated is because single people sell products. When you're single, you have to buy beauty products. When you're single, you have to keep yourself up. When you're single, you have to stay looking nice. When you're single, you have to dress nice. When you're single, you have to be all fully bachelorette and bachelor pad and bachelor, aka spend money on your cologne, spend money on your clothes, spend money on the date, spend money on meeting up, spend money on this, spend money on that. There is billions of dollars in the single individualized market. Billions of dollars. That's why a 20-ounce Coca-Cola is more than a fucking 20-ounce single serve Coca-Cola is more than a 2-liter Coca-Cola. The reason why single individualized, single serve lifestyle is way more marketable and profitable and is way more costly than it is to have a family. Because if you have a family, the woman's not worrying about dressing nice and putting weaves in her hair every day and looking good every day to attract the man. She's not worried about none of that type shit. She's doing what she's supposed to do to raise a home, keep to this and do that and this and bring money in for the family instead of trying to spend money outside the family to attract attention outside the family. So this is a money thing as well as a division thing. So if we don't rise up above this, we will not see an end to this. You know, this materialistic lifestyle that we've been living has got us out of control. And that's just really all I want to say, man. Stop being a single individual, selfish individual, man. We will not make it without each other. We were not born without each other. We were not intended to live without each other. And we can't exist without each other. So all these people who think, oh, I'm just going to live my life, be single, like the 30-year-old woman. I didn't want to have kids. I didn't want to be a family. What do you want? I want to scoop ice cream and be happy about what I do. I'm passionate. Bitch, you passionate. Excuse my language. This chick is passionate about scooping ice cream. This is pathetic, y'all. And this is where we're at. And I'm not hating on nobody, especially not women, because I love them. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're smart. Everything we need. But at the end of the day, what do we got? What do we got? We got a broken nation of people who can't even get along with their baby mamas and baby daddies, man. So I love y'all, man. But until we learn to start doing better, I don't know what to expect no more, man. It gets worse and worse every day. My life seems to get, not saying better, but my life stays decent, but the world around me seems to get worse and worse. But I'm going to do my best, man, to keep motivating and keep trying to raise awareness so we can make differences, man, because if we keep taking this hot, nasty attitude all around the world, it's not going to balance out and matter no matter where you take it. You have to fix yourself. You can't be broken and flawed and expect good results. It don't work. It's like a car. If a car has flat tires, if the car needs a new engine, if the car needs a new transmission, it won't run. So if your car, aka your body, is not properly maintained, managed, and cared for, it won't run. If your mentality is not properly maintained and cared for, it won't run. So you might look good, but are you any good? Can you act good? All that. Let's big homie, big baddie. I love y'all. I love y'all, man. One day this world might be better, but I'm gonna try until it is. It's your big homie, man. I love y'all. Wake up and smell the coffee.